Hey everybody, welcome to the call. This is Brian Anderson. Most of you know me, not all of you, but we're going to do a call on, this is just a content call. There's nobody pitching anything, and we welcome everybody to the call. I did ask Jack Hopman. Jack's here. He's the creator of a really cool call tracking software. You know, most of you know about it, but we'll talk about it at some point, I'm sure. And we're just going to give people a few minutes to come on the call. But just so you didn't think nobody was here, we are here. We're going to start the call in just a minute. So give us a few minutes, and I've got two of us in my office here, and then I've got Jack on the call, and we're going to make a recording for those of you that aren't able to stay and you have to go, and we know how it goes. Yeah, absolutely, Keith. That's exactly right. And Keith, I'll send you an email that describes more what I'm going to do, but this will net it out. You guys, we're going to start in just a minute. I see a bunch of people joining. We'll start in probably 2-3 minutes. But here's what we're going to do. A lot of people sell stuff all the time that they've never actually used. Imagine that, right? And this is an area I've been interested in for a long, long time. And I said, how do I get involved in this in a way that's easy for me to do, painless, just as simple as possible, so I didn't have to think too much, and I could figure out if I could make money or not make money. Because I'm not in AdWords. I'm okay with AdWords, but I'm still waiting on my easy 10-step lessons from Jack. And I mean, at the end of the day, try something very, very simple. And so all we're going to show you today is just the results of something I did myself. I've actually done this with 4 clients, and we'll get started in, looks like 1 minute, and we'll go from there, you guys. So, hey, Norm, yeah, I cannot imitate Jack in his accent, Peter, but I could try, actually. So, Jack, let me make sure everybody can hear you, because I'm going to defer to you maybe a couple times, and just you can shed some light on different things.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, to join this webinar. Thank you, Brian, for providing this content. I really value that, and actually I take note by myself because I'm more an AdWords specialist, not a Craigslist, and I know this is one thing you're going to cover, and you are very successful with it, so I'm also very eager to learn today.
Okay, well, you guys, in the interest of time and not keeping you on here, nobody's here to waste your time, so we'll probably spend 30 minutes. Just go. I put a couple slides together. I didn't put a lot of effort into making them look good. There's no fancy graphics. It's just real-world snapshots. And we'll take some questions, and if that works, cool. So, all right, let me start here. I'm going to hit show my screen, and I'm going to move to the next slide. So I know Jack was kind enough to advertise to a lot of people. So I'm going to tell you, this is kind of the agenda we'll walk through. It's real basic about me. The test case niches I did. I'm not going to show you a lot on some of them. I'm only going to show you one niche. I'm going to tell you that all the niches were good, so you can figure that out for your own. But one of the niches I'll show you, I have permission. I can share anything I want, and I will do that. I'll give you real-world data. I'll show you what the profit was, how I did it, how you can do it, and if you want, you can use, I have a Craigslist guy that I use. You don't have to use this one. I recommend find the cheapest one because Craigslist posting guys are not the most, it's not like you're going to find hundreds of reputable businesses doing it. You're going to find freelancers doing it. You just got to find somebody you know and like. That's all. So let me get started. If you don't know me, this is me. It's kind of a bad picture, but it's one of the only ones I really have that I tend to use. I've been doing internet marketing since 1995. I started out flipping domain names. I paid my way through grad school between 96 and the summer of 97. I've been doing social media since 2007. I created a social media software that we have about 5,000 users called Squareberry. I worked with Mario Brown, and we created a mobile platform called Mobile BizBox. We've got lots and lots of companies using that. I host some local events, local marketing and local mobile marketing. Matter of fact, Jack was at our mobile event in Fort Lauderdale this past January, And I've sold, I don't know, 30 or 40,000 clients on various locally related products. These are my own products that I sold out. So I've got a diverse list that spans mobile, social, and search. A little bit of rep management. I'm only recently getting into it, but this is a little bit about me if you don't already know me. And this is one of my companies. I have two companies. This is Peachtree SEO. We do local search in the Southeast, typically in Atlanta. So unlike a lot of people that sell you stuff, I do the exact same thing you do. I just also made some products. One of them took off, and I got distracted by that now the last few years. But I do the exact same thing you do. So let me establish that up front. Oh, yeah, I have a lot. I cut and paste. I'm really lazy. I recently did a different presentation, so I cut and paste things, and I didn't realize I had this. So I have this Media Mash brand where I sell to automotive, and then I have this Peachtree SEO brand. And that's a little bit. We have 2 locations, South Florida, here in Atlanta, blah, blah, blah. All right. So my pay-per-call experience before about 8 weeks ago, 6 to 8 weeks ago, is yes, that is a picture of a goose egg. So if you don't know what a goose egg is, now you do, and you can see it. Let's see. I am not Mario Brown. Yes, thank you, James. I log in. We use the same ID, and it does show my name. Yeah, the slide did look like Seattle, Chris. I had my graphics guy jazz it up. And Dave, yes, you just joined. We are talking about a real-world application using Lead Tracker Jack. Yes. And okay, so hence that's my experience, you guys. I don't have any. So I have about as much as you do. Or some of you actually have a lot more than me, but I have about just a little bit. So I did 4 test niches. I've been using a program called CallFire for a long time. It's not very good. When I got the Lead Tracker Jack program, it was dramatically better. It's like night and day. But like all people, I'm lazy, and I already know how to use the other one, so I ran some tests in that market. And then I actually started this AC company, which is a business that my family owns, my younger brother. And I started in CallFire, but I said 5 days in, I switched it over to Lead Tracker Jack. So you'll see some familiar screens. But those are the niches I did, you guys, and all of them proved, if you just decide to hang up right now, all of them worked out pretty well. So we're going to talk about the first one, though, today. All right. This is about what I said. Now, I don't really use a script. I called people up, and I sold them over the phone. I didn't go into anybody's business. I didn't do any of that silliness. I basically said, Jack, we offer an exclusive marketing service to make your phone ring with homeowners wanting quotes. They're real-time leads, and they're 100% exclusive for you. Doesn't cost you anything to try us out. It's completely free. Most of them use fax, not email, the people I talk to. I sent a one-page form over. They sign up. That's about all I did on the closing side, you guys. And you figure for every 3-4 no's, you're going to get a yes, is what I've seen. Terry, if you can't see my screen, or John, you lost sound, you guys log out and back in, and it'll fix it. Doug Smith, this isn't Joe Troyer's. I'm a big fan of Joe. This is honestly tied to no specific call tracking tool, though in this case, I was using CallFire and Jack Hopman's program, Lead Tracker Jack. If you have Joe Troyer's, perfect. If you have Chris Winter's, perfect. If you have another product, perfect. This is not to push that. This is to show how really good these programs are in general. Okay? And Dave Allen, I use MyFax. Yes, so good question in terms of fax. So I do have a machine, but I'm a big MyFax guy. So that is basically what I said. There's nothing else to it. Key points. Now, I've been doing SEO a long time, but I know that people have been churned and burned and all that kinds of stuff on SEO. You don't need SEO. Matter of fact, you don't even need a website. I don't care about social media. I don't even care if you've never heard of Facebook. It doesn't matter. It's 100% results-based. Unlike other options out there, you only pay us if we deliver. If we don't, you don't pay. You're not billed. If we do, you pay. It's that easy. And if you're not happy, you can quit at any time. I could care less. There's no contract. I only want people that want to work with me. If they don't, they become a big pain in the ass, and I don't want to work with them anyway. So let's see. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'll send you guys a sign-up form. Richard, good question. I'll send it to you. And I always point out the leads are exclusive. Unlike Service Magic or now Home Advisor, they're only sent to you. They're not shared out to multiple companies where you then have to, I wrote find it out, how about fight it out? You can tell I was very detail-oriented on that bullet. But basically, we make your phone ring. If it doesn't ring, you don't pay. If it rings, you pay. If it's people asking, what time is it, or do you sell blue widgets, you don't pay. You only pay for real calls. That's how I set it up. That's my test case, all right? Okay, next is, this is how I got business. I used to use this many years ago. I don't really use it anymore. Honestly, I was proficient with it back in the day. This is a picture of Craigslist. But I knew a guy, just like everybody else, I knew a guy that was a good poster on Craigslist. You know, he had an operation where he does that kind of stuff. And, you know, I've had lunch with him, I don't know, a couple dozen times. I've been out. He's a friend of a friend. Anyway, nice guy. I know that I don't like to post. I learned that over the years. I know that it's a great source of buyers and customers and leads, but it's not my cup of tea. So, all right, but I knew that it would be good for the test because I knew that if this would work, it would be very cost effective and I could make money with it on autopilot without me doing a lot of the work. So that's always important. Here are some ads that this is a simple marketing strategy, very simple. There's two different ads. One is graphical, one is text. The graphical ad is a picture of my brother. This is my brother's company, picture of his team, his trucks, Angie's List. It's more of a rah-rah company ad, right? The text ad is like 3 to 5 lines, and it focuses in on a couple things like no credit check, financing. So, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But these are some pictures of the ads. As you can see, we cover it up. Not 100%, but we cover it up as much as we really wanted to. We could cover it up 100% if we wanted to. And Lewis, yeah, for sure, you're good. Yep, and Lee, let me read yours later, Lee. I can't keep up with that one by myself, but I'll come back and look at that. So Craigslist, and we dominate for, I don't know, 3 to 5, maybe 6 terms that I think. You know who I used as a test? It's a guy I work with. His name's Sean. He's listening in here with me. Him and I sat around over a slice. We didn't have a pizza. We had a gyro. We were at a gyro place. We sat around. We said, what kind of words are people going to look for a painter? What kind of words are they going to look for a septic tank, for an AC company, etc.? Now, I've worked with those niches a long time. I kind of sort of already knew, so it was pretty easy to set up. But like AC, you would imagine that AC repair, AC contractor, air conditioning repair. You know, all those kind of words in the ad will trigger the ad to come up. Pretty straightforward. So let's see, what is next? I don't remember. Here is a sample of the text ad. As you see here, actually I didn't put all the text ads. I've tested a bunch of them. This one is, it leverages the words financing and no credit check. You guys will probably agree with me, but many buyers on Craigslist are broke. They're looking for a deal. So I want to go after the people that are looking for a deal. So I use words that are designed to get them to respond. Now I test it with the company name and without. It's about the same. The key words are financing and credit check in the case of this ad. I don't need the URL. Matter of fact, it's a distraction, but I'm getting a hell of a lot of traffic from Craigslist to his website right now. I should have put a slide of that in. All right, next. You know what? No, pause. Pause here. I'm sorry. It's always tough to do these calls by yourself. Pause. This is a market of roughly 250, 350,000 people. It's what I would consider a mid-sized city in the United States. It is not Atlanta. It is not the whole South Florida megaplex. It's not Mayberry, but it's by no means a big market. So just want to clarify that. Here's one of the various graphic ads. We've got a lot of them. This is more the rah-rah company ad. So I put a bunch of text. I stole off his website. I stole a logo. I gave these to somebody that was posting them for me. I gave him 4 or 5 different versions. One has a picture of my little brother in his truck. It talks about he was in the Army, family business. He went to school there locally. Just the kind of hot buttons I would hope would get people to respond, right? let's see, next is, all right, results. So I started on Craigslist. I started on Callfire with all these guys, and I moved my brother over because I knew I would be able to share it, and I was going to use it to share with other people. So as you see here, I labeled 2 phone numbers in Callfire or Lead Tracker Jack. It doesn't really matter. I labeled 1 graphical, 1 text. I will tell you that this program is by far a joke compared to software like Jax. And I don't own Jax. I'm not involved with any of these companies that are selling tracking software, but I will tell you that all of the ones coming out of people that we know are better than this player, Callfire. But you see that I had 35 calls, 16 transfers. Oops. So I want you to notice that the calls on the graphical ad was 12 and the text was 23. So the text got 2 to 1 more calls. And then even on the transfers, that means that people didn't hang up, 2 to 1 again, text over graphical. So simple, short text ad. People are broke. Think about the psychology here. The psychology is I don't want to buy from some big company that's going to rip me off. I want to find a small company. I want to find somebody that's going to give me a deal. They don't want to call the biggest company in town. You don't want to look like that, I don't think, if you're using this marketing source. This is opinion. This is only based on what I think. Dan Smith, welcome. Yes. And yes, James, to your question, too. We can talk about that later. Okay. So I switched only after the first week to the other software from Jack, and you'll see a familiar screen. You'll see through, I think through yesterday, yeah, I didn't check it. I put the date range to today, but I checked it yesterday. You'll see 33 calls. You'll see the familiar interface where you can listen to them, you can tag them, and you see I tag them, junk call. You know what that one was? That was, what was it? Somebody was selling them SEO or local directory marketing. It was comical. It was coming from overseas. So anyway, we're at 49 calls, I think, right now, and you'll see that I used the same 2-number approach. Now I will admit that I've been busy the last month. I've had some events, some live events. I really didn't give very clear instructions. My Craigslist guy was waiting on me for new ads and things, so he wasn't as prolific posting as he is for me on other things. I will, as a caveat, tell you that I use this guy on my Walking Dead fan page. Some of you may know that I run a very large Walking Dead fan page, and he handles all of that for me. So he's a great guy that he likes to sit around his house and post shit. That's what he does, and I pay him because I'm not going to do that. And he's about as reliable as they come. I mean, is he perfect? No. But is he reasonably good? Yes. So anyway, you see some days I got no calls, some days I got a lot of calls. I think part of that is based on when I lagged on the ads, and part of it is just based on you're not going to get a ton of calls every day. It is what it is. So let's see. Now I'm going to give you what you really want to know. This is the money. And you know what? There was no product to buy. This is the answer right here to the question you're asking. Did I make any money? If so, how much? Here you go. You can see it. I got 49 calls, of which 31 counted. 31 were billable. They're priced at $32.50 a call. If you multiply that out, you will find that equals $1,007.50. My hard cost on the Craigslist posting is $150. My call tracking expense between Callfire and Jack software was $28 and change. I rounded up to 29. So when you take $1,007.50 and you subtract 179, you get a number of $828.50. That number is the money that my wife spends. Come on, nobody thought that was funny. Sean thought it was funny. You can at least laugh, dude. I'm dying here. I'm dying. All right, Don, if there was a prize, you won. Yeah, and that's one account. Dan, see, finally. So that is the money that I never see and don't get to spend. Now, that's one account in a mid-sized market with no refinement, using Craigslist, not using video, which I'm quite good at, not using SEO, which I'm okay at, and not using AdWords. I didn't do anything. Matter of fact, I pretty much screwed the whole thing up because I wasn't very on time with the ads. I didn't send all the ads when he asked. He would ask me questions. I wasn't the best responder. Some of you who are friends of mine will know that sometimes I just go into this black hole and I get busy, and you know, life happens, right? You guys are all there too. So that's, no, somebody asked if that's one day. That is a month, y'all. So yes, hey Charlie. Hey Charlie, West Coast Charlie, dude. I was just in LA, man, stuck in your airport on Sunday. So I made $828.50 on that client for the month, net of expenses. So you may ask yourself the obvious question. The next slide. What could I have done to make more money? Because $828 doesn't excite me either, but then we'll get excited, right? So we could have used video. Video ranking is extremely simple. Here's a video that Sean and I actually ranked from, you'll remember this, Sean, from May of 2011, that generator company. We were stupid. We charged a one-time fee of like $500. We got 2,000 views, it looks like, 2,050 views so far for this video. So it's somewhere below Animoto quality. So if you think you can't, you can. Use a tracking number in your video. Don't invest in a website. Prove the model first. It's extremely simple and effective. It's very, very easy to do. So, yeah, I'm going to take some of these questions. Simba, that's funny. You know what? You're the second or third person who's asked me that. I got to like fix that issue, the whole Seth Rogen. Okay, and I am not, but I wish he would hook me up because he's obviously rich. So let me show you the next slide. All right, no build up. How do you make more money? I mean, I should have found a picture of 20s or 100s on toilet paper roll, but this is dollar bills. So identify a niche that works. I gave you 4 that are all working to various degrees. One of them is netting me over the 800. One of them, 2 of them are less, and then 800 was the second niche. Duplicate that exact thing in 20 markets. You multiply my 800 by 20, and you actually get enough money that you can give your wife some money, or your husband. I'm not sexist. You can give your husband money too, and keep a hell of a lot for you. So it's truly, yeah. And Paul, you guys, I'm going to take some of these. Paul, you're 100% right. Totally right. Of course. You guys, I did this as a test because I've always been intrigued by pay-per-call, and I called. Here's the advantage I had. I talked to. In the AC space, I have the Craigslist, what's the data we have? The Service Magic. I have the Service Magic pricing. I look how much they charge. They charge much, much, much more. I figured knowing that they charge 40, 50 bucks for most things for shared leads, 32 for exclusive would be a no-brainer to sell. We got 3 people in different niches. Honestly, 2 of them were gimmies from Nick. 1 I actually had to work for, and 1 is my brother. So those are the test niches. I think we all agree I could have done a much better job, but I will promise you that I had a lot of other stuff going on, and I didn't do a good job. Like Matt Gorsuch, you were at our automotive event. I see you on here, and, you know, it happens. So, yeah, it totally works. I'm completely objective. Thanks, Mike. I'm not selling anything, and I'm actually going to tell you one more thing. You can fulfill it yourself. You can do this exact method yourself. You can post 2 to 3 times a day. I think that's all you need on Craigslist, 5 to 6 days a week. 7 days is better. Every day, post several times a day. But it completely stinks. It's miserable. Use Lead Tracker Jack. Between that and Callfire, it's not even close. I can't answer your questions on Joe Troyer's software or on Chris Winter's. I don't use them. I've seen them before. They're both very good software. If you already have them, don't go buy another one. I'm going to be honest. Jack wouldn't want you to buy another one either. He's a good guy. If you don't have one, Jack would want you to do the right thing, which is to buy his. So at the end of the day, use a system like this. Ideally, a system that will help you with billing and detailed reporting. So during Q&A, I'll let Jack talk about that because I don't I'm not smart enough to speak to that. So that is how to do the fulfillment yourself, but there is a problem with that. And I'm going to just be honest. I'm not going to give you, the BS. Bulk posting on Craigslist is a major pain. They ghost ads about as much as Yelp ghosts reviews. You have to have some different ads. You have to have unique IP addresses and what they call they call them PVAs, phone verified accounts. So if you have all that and you're somewhat proficient, do it yourself if that's how you want to spend your time. I am very busy and I'm absent-minded at times, so I know that I'm never going to be. The key is, this is what my golf teacher tells me, right? I'm trying to get better at golf. So I've been taking golf lessons from this pro like 2-3 times a week, 2 hours a day. So I'm getting a lot of golf lessons right now. This is the phrase, and I think it applies to our business as well. This is a PGA golf pro. He said, Brian, consistency brings quality. And he's talking about when I swing and hit the ball and how I drive the ball and how I do everything, right? In your business, when you're consistent at anything, you will get the quality you want. You'll get the clients. You'll get the results. If you are scattered like I am in many cases and inconsistent, you will get mixed results at best, and honestly, you'll probably get a bunch of crap. Let's be honest about it. So that's what you'll typically see. So, fulfillment problem. So you can use my guy. Now I pay $150 a month. Why? Because I send him a bunch of business. You could probably pay the same thing if you send him a bunch of business. $175 a month. You can use this dude. I use him. You can check out my zombie page if you want to see what consistency means. You'll find my Walking Dead unofficial zombie page. It's got, 60,000 fans in the past 8 weeks. Crazy. We get 3 million views a week right now. A whole nother subject. But this guy's a Polish guy I know from the automotive business. He was a friend of a friend. I had lunch with him, a few sports bar hangouts. He does this. He's got a small team. He manually posts. He doesn't even use the automated software. He's got lots and lots of IPs. He handles everything himself. Plus, he's a glutton for the drudgery of what I consider posting on Craigslist and Backpage and things like that. I would not use him unless you had a client. Don't pay him a nickel unless you actually are doing this and have a client. So the last thing you need to do is sign up for a service with anybody when you don't have a client. If you want to just test the waters and get a client, post yourself. Make it free. So that is, in a nutshell, 100% transparent, 100% honest on us. So that's all I do. I don't even think I have another slide. Let me look. I may. No, I do not. So I do not have another slide. I'm going to focus on my favorite picture, which is the toilet paper money picture. So I know I talked a lot in 27 minutes, 30 minutes. That is, in a nutshell, exactly what to do. Take Jack software. If you already have one and you didn't buy Jack software, you can go that route, but make sure it has some key ingredients. Make sure the reporting is good. Make sure it can help you address billing. Because one thing that I heard is, I don't want to pay unless I get results. And one thing I said back is, we bill weekly based on results. So right now I'm using my merchant system. I've got a little bit more elaborate setup than some of you may, but I think, and I'm going to defer to Jack right now, Jack, in your software you can do billing, isn't that right?
Correct. So in Lead Like a Jack, you extract the calls, you can define which calls you want to define as a lead, and those leads you can create invoices from on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. But like Brian also already suggested, so weekly basis most of the time is a good choice. You can send them the invoices. Also, if the company trusts you, you can set up automatic payment. But if the customer has a PayPal account, so within PayPal, you can set up that the customer pays automatically the invoice.
You guys, it's that easy. You can use his software to do the billing for you. So I highly recommend that. For those of you that have always struggled with recurring billing with your client, Jack's got a pretty cool setup. And then reporting. So my brother was the first to eat me alive. Brian, I need to see some reports. So I have reports. Matter of fact, not only do you have reports, Jack, right? I can listen to the calls, which you know what? Just to show you, I don't know how it's going to sound. Let me stall you for a second, Jack. Hang on a second. Let's play a call. Let's play a live call. You guys are going to have to tell me if you can hear this one. All right, I'm gonna hit play.
Hi, this is Sean with Enhancements. Can I help you? Yes, I was calling. I just saw your ad on Craigslist. Yes. What else can I help you? It's about the easy financing. All right, yeah. What we currently are offering is a no credit check.
All right, so I won't make you listen to all that. Well, what do you think? That seems like it's a good lead to me. Another one.
Anderson there, Sean speaking. Hi, Sean. This is my name is James. I saw your ad on Craigslist, and we have an AC that's kind of working intermittently. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. And I saw your ad, and I thought I'd give you a call. All right. What's your questions? Yes. Well, let's see. I just got off the phone with technical service for the unit, and you said it sounds like a possible short that it's not.
All right, I played two. I think you get the general gist, though, right? You get the gist. People call in, they see the ad, and it's up to the customer to do the heavy lifting. My brother with these leads because they're not his typical buyer. He's gotten much, much better at it. Plus, I've insulted him regularly on his phone skills. Now that he knows that that I'm listening to his calls, it's amazing. Now he's like, Anderson Air, Sean speaking. At the beginning, like, this was the beginning, Jack. Ready? I'm gonna find one of the early call tracker calls. Anderson Air, and then he would go, yeah, what do you need? You know, he'd be like that, and I'd be like, Sean, that's not gonna work, my friend. So, yeah, I did use. Actually, you know, Jason, I probably violated some rule. I did not advise the yeah. Nobody tell on me, please. I did not tell anybody that the call was recorded. So, Jack, should I have done that? Because honestly, I did not. Maybe I should have.
There's a setting in numbers, all numbers, where you can enable greeting for the caller, and I don't think it will hurt. So.
Yeah, I'll turn it on and say something like, this call may be recorded for customer
training purposes.
So, yeah, so yeah. I will do that, you guys. That was, yeah, let me put the Craigslist guy slide on. You guys, this isn't me. I don't make a nickel off of it. And as long as he can probably handle 50, 100 people, find your own Craigslist guys too. This is just a guy I use. I can vouch for him because he does do my stuff and he does do my Facebook stuff for me. But please don't think in any way that, one, I make a nickel, or two, that I'm telling you you have to use this guy. What I am telling you to do is posting it yourself stinks. Buying $1,000 auto posting software is a technical nightmare. And three, you should spend your time selling, not doing widget posting and, you know, not doing stuff like this. So that's my opinion. This guy, Nick, he's from Poland. He lives in Atlanta. He basically works in his house all day and posts crap. So he's pretty reliable. He's got a little team, and they've got a lot of phone verified accounts, and he knows a lot more about it than I do. I used to be good at Craigslist way back in the day when it first started. Now it's like it's the super police to get anything on there, and right now I don't have time for that. So you're welcome to, if you want to contact this guy, say you heard Brian's call, but only, you have to promise me you only contact him if you have a client. Do not hire him for anything if you don't have a client. You can post your own test ads yourself, and but if you have somebody and you want to use them, it's great. And if you send him, you know, 5, 6 accounts, your price will go down to, like mine did, down to $1.50. But if you go back to my slide on pricing, so somebody's asking because they came in late, all I did was this. This is it. This is the net of the whole call. If you came in late, this is the net. We generated 49 calls through very slack effort. We had 31 that counted, like the ones I played for you. I charged $32.50 a lead. Paul, you are completely right. It's extremely low, and I should have charged more. But I was preoccupied on other things, and I wanted to make it a no-brainer. The gross revenue generated was $1,007.50. My hard costs were $150 to Nick. My tracking costs were a little bit less than $29. That's $179. You subtract those two numbers, and you get a net profit of $828.50. Now you may say that's not enough money to excite you. I would agree. What if I said you do that in 20 markets? Find your niche, do that $828 in 20 markets, and you get north of $16K a month. So, all right. So,
Brian,
that's it. I'm going to take some questions. I'm going to ask Jack stuff too. Jack, go ahead, man. I was going to tee up questions for you if you don't see them.
Yeah, but can you cover one more time how to convert a client? You know, you put a simple sentence, but do you ask first for the business owner, or how
You know what? I'm going to do one better. I'm going to invite my colleague here, Sean, who's in the room. Sean, when we call, you've been more successful than I have. When you call, do you ask for the business owner, or who do you talk to?
I think it all varies just depending on the size of the business. I mean, some of these guys, especially these contractors, are pretty small organizations. So you get right to the business owner right away.
So that's the beauty of contractors, is they are so small, they control their ad budget, they make an instant decision whether to blow you off or to give you the time of day. I mean, that's pretty much.
They most seem familiar, at least with the few calls I've made, that they're familiar with Service Magic, so they have some history there. They know the process a little bit. I mean, some of the bigger guys have a sales manager. You'll have to talk to them, or a marketing manager, but mainly they're small enough where you're getting right to the owner, pretty much.
Little guys are better.
Yeah,
easier to deal with. Unless you're savvy, they're pretty easy to work with. And this is about what we said. I mean, this is the net of what we said. Now, we don't have a script. I'd give it to you if I had one, but we don't have one. We basically say something that encompasses this right here, and then the next page that I showed you. And we'll send you the stuff. By no means should you copy what I'm doing. You should do what you do. But this just shows you the validity of the market and the opportunity. That's all. We offer an exclusive marketing service. Immediately when I say that, I think, oh my God, that's horrible. To make your phone ring with homeowners wanting quotes. The leads are real time and exclusive only for you. So, Jack, are you interested in trying us out? It's completely free. And then, you know, Jack's going to go, is this SEO? I don't want to do this. I already work with Service Magic. Blah, 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 right? And a couple of negative comments and gruff. And like, well, Jack, it's not SEO. Matter of fact, you don't need a website. It's not social media. I don't even care if you've ever heard of Facebook. It's 100% results-based. If we don't deliver, you don't pay. If we deliver, you pay. And possibly the best part, I know Service Magic and some of those other big companies out there, their whole business model is selling the same lead 3 to 5 times. As much as I would like to do that, we're a little more loyal to our clients. If we send you a lead, real-time call, we're only sending it to you. So instead of you fighting it out with 3 other businesses, you just close the client. So your job is to convert the call into business. We only charge you, Jack, if the call is about what you do. If it's about the weather or trying to sell you SEO or some other kind of service, of course you don't pay. We tag them. If they're less than 25, 30 seconds, we don't charge you anyway. We charge you for calls over that time period, and we even spot check them. And if we hear something that isn't right, we take it off. It's pretty easy. Everything's recorded, and if you want, you can listen to them too anytime you want. So that's it, you guys. There's not a lot to say. They're in their truck. They're on the job, and you know what? They're going to give you 5 minutes or less. They're not going to give you 5 minutes. They're going to give you 2 minutes or less, probably. And they're going to be busy, and they're going to be short and gruff with you. But you're going to say keywords like, doesn't cost anything to sign up, no contract, not SEO, results-based, exclusive. You say all these things, and then they ask you how much, and you tell them whatever your price is for your niche, like painting, maybe it's $50 a lead, right? And that's it. And if they're not happy, say, look, we're doing 30 to 50 calls a month right now. If you don't want them, I mean, I'll call somebody else. You just look like a great fit. So are they going to tell you no, they don't want the 30 to 50 calls? Maybe. So
your conversion is 1 to 4 calls. So if you, let's say, if you do 8 calls per day, which isn't not that much, it's 2 customers per day, you need 20 customers for a wealthy income. So in 10 days, you know, let's say 2 weeks, you should have these 20 customers, and you have a business.
Yeah, guys, you have a business. You have this software you bought. You probably have Jack software. Everybody on this call should have it. If you don't, it's okay. I'm sure he'll sell it to you. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm just here to give back and say, hey, I got Jack software. I decided to use it. You know, oh my God, I won't use the phrase take action, but and I didn't say that. Other people did. But if you actually do, and you put it into place, you don't even have to be high speed. You don't have to do AdWords. You don't have to rank websites and videos. Something as mindless as driving traffic off a glorified bulletin board like Craigslist will make you money. And that's it. There's nothing else to it. I'm gonna hit pause, you guys, and I'm just gonna look and see. There was a bunch of questions, and I'll take a few of them, and then honestly, let's see. All right, I'm gonna go from the top. All right, somebody wanted me to imitate Jack in his accent. I can't do it because I'm not. I'll find somebody that can, and I will get them on a call. But I am not that good. I'm not even that funny. I mean, matter of fact, people imitate me, let alone me imitating Jack. So let's see. Yes, I'm not Mario Brown. Mario's my partner. Let's see. This was about Lead Tracker Jack. More importantly, it was about using call tracking software to make money. Many of you probably purchased Lead Tracker Jack for a number of reasons. Affordable, high quality, billing, reporting, etc. If you didn't purchase and you already have a software, I will be the first to tell you, if it does billing, reporting, and tracking, and you already have it, don't go pay for another one. If you want to give Jack money, just send him a gift in the mail. You know what? He likes, you know, warm walks on the beach and candy and chocolate. But seriously, you need, how do I say it? You need to use the tools you have. If you're on this call, you should have Lead Tracker Jack. If you don't, and you don't have any software, I recommend getting it because it's a good deal. You can, Doug Cameron says, what do you use to bill your clients? Jack answered it, but you can use Lead Tracker Jack. Richard, I'll send out a little sign-up form for you with a little one-pager we have. It's pretty simple. Yes, we will have a replay, and we will send it out. In terms of Craigslist posting, yes, there's tons and tons and tons of accounts. And so yes to that, and that's Dan in San Diego. James said, have you found if your Craigslist postings show up in Google Ping searches? I have seen it happen. Not in this particular niche or test right now, but I have a franchise of 100+ clients, and our Craigslist and Backpage posts seem to show up. Matter of fact, our Backpage ones are really showing up for this one client. So yeah, I'd have to look at it a little more to answer that. Josh, you just said get more robocalls on the text ad. Hey, Charlie, yeah, the image ads did not convert very well for me. And when I mean image ads, it was like raw image. It wasn't like, it was like a picture of my brother in his truck, etc. The ads that converted best, 2 to 1, right? The ads that converted best were text-based. Content, short. The people on Craigslist have very little. That's money. They have very little of it. So they're looking for a deal. And if you look like you're an owner-operator in a small company, guess what's going to happen? They might call you. If it looks like you're a big company, they're probably not going to call you. That's kind of how it works.
So Brian, I also like your text ad that it didn't have the company name, so only the trackings number. So you have all control over that ad whenever you want.
That's exactly right. I didn't do it at first, but because it didn't dawn on me, and then I realized that I should use the round robin feature to bounce ads between 2 companies in the same niche. So next go around, as we expand this into a real revenue generator, we're gonna have 2 of every company in every market with no names being mentioned on most ads, so that then I can round robin and rotate them and make sure my calls are always answered. But I agree. I actually got that from you, so thank you. And Nolan asks, how can you post multiple ads on Craigslist without getting ghost or blocked? Nolan, I can't really get into it here. It's a big pain. You got to have a lot of phone verified accounts. You have to have different ad text or image ads, and you have to have different IP addresses. I'm not the best one to educate on that, but I personally recommend not doing it yourself. But if you do it yourself, those are exactly the questions to figure out. Vanessa said, how do you tell junk and good calls? It's a great question. Duration, if it's less than 30 seconds, in general, I just marked it as junk. Let me see one here. How about this, you guys? How about this call? Let's see if this is junk.
Anderson Air, Danielle speaking. Anderson Air. Anderson Air, Danielle speaking.
Hi, this is Kathy. We are looking for a few contractors and handyman in your area to help us get our bank foreclosures and residential work caught up. If you have any expertise in this area or have availability.
So what do you think of that? That was horrible. 15 seconds before their auto recording came on. So to me, junk call. I'm not going to charge anybody for that, right? Not going to happen. So that would be the answer to that question. Norm, I have no idea, but we will post it and send it out. To anybody on the call, we'll send you a copy. And let's see. Yeah, James, smart ass. All right. Yeah, Anna, spoken like my wife should spend more money. If you only knew. What do we pay for Craigslist ads? I'm paying $150 per business. And that's for several ad posts a day. So that's what I pay. How do you find a good poster? You know what? I have no idea. If someone wants to share how to find a good Craigslist poster, Michael, I'd be glad to read it out. I know there's a Craigslist software that's $1,000 that's supposedly pretty good, but I never wanted to do the work myself or invest $1,000 in it. I'll find that name and I'll include it when I send it out to you guys. The Craigslist cost was for the demand generation, Don. So the whole idea was to generate the calls using Craigslist, not AdWords, not email, not video, not SEO. And that was a 30-day test. Yep, Charlie, that was exactly 30 days. Yeah, somebody asked me to compare Joe's and Chris Winter's. You guys, I don't use all those products. I can tell you that Joe Troyer is an outstanding guy and an awesome guy. Chris Winters, same thing. Jack, same thing. All good guys. So I can't speak to their software. I did 4 companies as a test. Honestly, I'm not going to share the data because I'm not. So let's see. The ads should be posted every day. If you're not extremely visible online in Craigslist, you move towards the bottom. Yeah, Mike, isn't it amazing? He's finally paying me. Yeah, the ads are daily, Rob. Let's see. Paul, I agree. 3250 was too low. We did the niches. Okay, we answered these. Let me see, you guys. Let me post this. A bunch of people asking for who can do the posting. I recommend trying to find somebody. I'm going to give you the name of the person I use. I had to tell him if I shared his name, one, he's not going to ignore me. So I was very, very clear with him. I mean, he's got a little system. He could probably handle a few of you. I can't imagine that 200 of you are all doing this already. You know, if you are, you may want to find your own person. I'm just sharing one guy and what I pay. That's all. Let's see. That was some funny stuff. Whoever just said that. All right. how often are we posting? We did it. We did the niches. Yeah, Bob, I won't say that out loud, but that was hilarious. I don't actually have a link to the Home Advisor data, the pricing. I do have an attachment though that I think, Jack, you have it, don't you, man? That Service Magic pricing. You posted that somewhere in your group.
No, not yet.
Okay, yeah, I send it out a link. I'll put it on a server and send it out.
Okay.
When we send a link to the replay, and you guys can see what Service Magic charges. And no, thanks for the good feedback, Mike. Yeah, no website needed. I showed the pitch slide. Yeah, Paul Facey said, I know a local roofer who's paying $75 a lead right now. I agree. Painters and roofers will pay more than AC. Dave, I'd point you to any, but I really don't know a lot of Craigslist posters. I know this one dude, and beyond this, I would have to do what you do, which is scour the internet and find a few. Good feedback for Joe's software. That's cool. I don't use Backpage. I actually have no experience with it. I hear it's good, but I don't know anything about it. Yeah, Charlie, great feedback from Charlie Lyons in LA. There's a guy on Warrior Forum that sells a Craigslist posting software for bulk posting. Charlie says most are getting blocked by Craigslist. They have ID'd too many IPs from the Hide My Ass solution, HMA. So Charlie, are you saying thumbs down on the software on Warrior Forum, that it's just not working right? And yeah, there's a few of you in the UK saying Craigslist is mainly for the US market. How do you get around this? Being completely honest, I would just find a similar solution over there and post there. I defer to somebody else in the UK market. I don't really get around it because I'm only in the US. But I think there are probably similar type sites over there. I'd be willing to bet.
YouTube video will have company.
Okay, and let's see. Yeah, thank you, Simon. And I pay him up front. You can work out whatever deal you guys want. Like I said, this has nothing to do with me. I don't make a commission. I'm not involved in it in any way. So I pay him up front. He sends me a PayPal bill, and I pay him. I also pay him for Facebook posting for what that's worth. He's crazy, crazy dude. He works his little team hard. So Jack has a software, Paul, that's called. He's got a lot of them. He's got some cool softwares. We've got called Lead Tracker Jack, and it is designed to. It rides on top of the Twilio network and provides tons of features in terms of tracking calls, so you can get ROI from your marketing, and you can do a pay-per-call business. You can route calls to people. You can record them. You can do all kinds of cool stuff. Billing. It's very, very cool. It's very inexpensive, and honestly, it's quite easy to use. Charlie says, yeah, I probably should, Charlie. I wasn't that creative. Charlie said, did you say if you build them a retainer up front and then deduct that amount weekly? So, Jack, can you do that? Could you have a retainer in the system and then bill against a retainer and then debit it and then hit the retainer every 15 days?
We haven't set it up, no.
Yeah, Charlie, that's a good idea. It's out of the box. So you'd have to manually do that if you did it, I think. How do I define a good call? Al, what I do is, if the call's about their business and it goes longer than 30 seconds, it's a good call. If the call's about signing up for some other marketing company or you sell pizza, you know, things like that, then it's not a good call.
So let me get back to that question, because it's a good question. What you want to do is you want to send invoices weekly. So that avoids already that you have a huge bill not paid. So I think when you convert the client to say, you know, you only need to pay for real leads, you know, you already agreed that you only pays once the call is placed. So if you have problems with a customer paying you the invoices, you can say, no, I want to, you know, want a certain amount of money, which he can pay anyway, and, you know, as a bucket if he doesn't pay in the future.
Nice. So we got, all right, I'm going to rattle through these. You guys, I actually have a big webinar at 5 o'clock, so I got to prep, and really that means I got to do my homework and be ready. But I want to take some more of these questions. We'll send everything out. Let's see. There is a replay. I'm glad the call quality was good. Yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, the call quality, I will tell you that using Lead Tracker Jack, I've seen extremely good call quality. Better than what I saw on Call Fire. I do turn on call recording for calls, Richard. I most definitely do not have all the right answers. For those of you that weren't here at the beginning, I posted this, and you need to believe me that this is very true. My knowledge about call tracking, Jack's forgotten more about call tracking than I ever will, and the sum of all my call tracking knowledge is this goose egg right here. I really didn't know anything about it, and I learned about it, right? I did what anybody would do, and so that's that. Let me take a few more questions. If they're for Jack, I'm going to send them to Jack. Otherwise, I'll do them. I didn't set a minimum call time. I didn't listen to all calls. Anything less than 30 seconds, I just discounted. I like to use general ads. At this point, I've learned enough that I like general rather than branded ads, Dave. Mike Chapman, state laws concerning recording phone calls. I would advise everybody, if you're in the U.S., UK, Canada, find out what your law is and then comply. Make an announcement. If the law just says you can't do it, then don't record them. Whatever you got to do. I personally think there's probably a way around it in every state. I think you just have to play a disclaimer. But
I have not seen customer stopping call because the call get recorded. So I think it's so usual nowadays that you hear a message when you call a company up. I don't see that as a big disadvantage.
No, completely agree with Jack. Ben Kendall just said, and the phone call skills of the end user, your client, actually gets better when they know they're being recorded. So whether it's the contractor out on the road, he's actually going to be a nicer guy when he thinks other people are listening to the call. Case in point with my brother. You guys should all be able to see the link. You can see Nick's information if you want it. Yeah, I appreciate the good feedback. Yeah, no BS. I mean, look, at the end of the day, yeah, as long as the person knows it's legal in virtually every state, said Wes. I do use the whisper call feature. You want to know what a wise ass I am? I write, this lead from your brother, or your brother rocks. I do funny things like that, but you wouldn't do that with your real clients. Give your name. You do whatever you want, but I like the whisper feature. I think it's cool. I think it adds value, and I think people like it. I can't go into any detail on YouTube, Mike, because we don't have enough time, but we could definitely do it another time. I completely agree with Charlie. You should definitely outsource all this kind of crud. Let's see. Yeah, Charlie, on this case, sell, outsource. Rinse, repeat, duplicate. I agree with Charlie in LA. That's really what you should do. I arrived at the price per lead by asking a couple AC guys what they felt comfortable with paying. A couple of them gave a higher number. I picked the lowest number. So I asked 4 AC companies, and that's how I got the number, and it was much lower than Craigslist. It was much lower than Service Magic. So the reason I did it was it was a test, and it's for my brother anyway, and I wasn't out to take too much money from him. James, when he's charging per business, does he mean your business? No. That's per client that I have. He's not going to post 37 clients for me for $150. So he's going to post, if I had 10 clients, I'm going to pay him $1,500, if you follow me. I think you need 2 or 3. I think 2 unique ads, Michael, would be the right answer. I've given him 4. Michael Mulholland. Mike Chapman, I agree. It's super cool. I would say only sign up with anybody, Nick or anybody else, after you have a client. It's the usual. And no, Matt in Colorado, welcome. Never, ever, ever let somebody else create your ads, especially Nick, who's from Poland and writes English the way I write Polish. So, no, write your own. I don't care if you're not a good writer. Just make your own up. It's not hard. Think base common denominator. Use try not to use branding. Make it sound like a small owner operator. That'll get more people on Craigslist to call you. Let's see. Are you using their branding? Okay, I did both. I did branding and general ads. I think in the future I'll always rotate them. Yeah, this is classic. I didn't know this. Ted, man, this made my day. Ted just told me that I can sell 3-month-old leads to Service Magic, and they will pay $4 a lead from them. Maybe I'll sell these leads to Service Magic in 90 days. I'll have to get permission from my client. I'll tell them they have 90-day exclusivity. That's actually a brilliant idea. What a way to... Hey, Sean, write that down. $4 a lead, Service Magic will buy them. Sorry, guys. I didn't want to forget this one. Okay, Edgar asks a great question. Is it an issue that the client knows this is from Craigslist? Is there a way around this? Here's what I've said. I never said Craigslist. I told them we make their phone ring, but I'm not stupid. It didn't take long for my brother to know Craigslist. Everybody met Craigslist. Is there a way around this? Craigslist. Is there a way around this? Here's what I've said. I never said Craigslist. I told them we make their phone ring, but I'm not stupid. It didn't take long for my brother to know Craigslist. Everybody mentions Craigslist. So I tell the guy that we have a system that uses Craigslist, video, and various online websites and directories. I mentioned the words Craigslist once I realized I had to. I did not know that up front, so I did not bring it. Lead Tracker Jack is owned by Jack Hopman. Mark Helton partnered with him on the marketing launch, but I think Jack Hopman is, to the best of my knowledge, is the brains behind it. That's true, right, Jack? Is it just you, right?
That's me, yeah. I actually have a company which programs also, but I use it in my own business. So
yeah, you guys, if you don't know Jack, you don't know Jack. But in this case, Jack actually shared this with me when I met him last December, and I really liked him because he had a lot of cool real-world stuff. So Doug Cameron makes a great point. Lead gen can be opening to more work with a business. Yeah, Ken, I'm sorry, man. It's the GoToWebinar time change stuff sometimes. We did do a call at 1, or I did a call at 1, but this call started at 3 o'clock Eastern, and we'll send you the recording. If you have your own tracking software, more power to you. Use your own, Charles Blaine. You do not have to use this. This, for the people on this call, in theory, you bought this product. If you didn't and you want it, it's a good product. If you didn't and you have your own or another one, make money with it. That's all everybody wants. Nobody wants anybody to buy a second product. Yeah, Anthony, for sure. Anthony's got Jack's tool. He said, thanks for the quick-ass overview on putting it into gear. No, thanks a lot, Anthony. That's cool. Thanks, John Eastbrook. And sign-up form is a one-pager. I'll send it to you guys. Do landing page sites work? Yes, but I was too lazy to do it in this case, but yes. You'll have to ask Nick. I'm getting like 3 to 5 posts a day. On how many posts. That was for Brad. Yeah, I'll put his info up again if I can find it. Jack, anything anybody should know on the billing or reporting? That seems to be a common question, just to kind of...
I can show how it works. It's actually pretty easy, just a few clicks. It's all automatic.
You know what, you guys, there's actually 200 more questions, and I can't get to all of these. And no disrespect. I mean, I would want to get to all of you, but I want to say a big shout out to Art right now, who just gave me a link for the Service Magic pricing. I'm putting it in the chat so everybody can see it. And I'm going to give the screen. You'll see it in the chat area. Thank you, Art. And I can't answer anymore. Oh, here's one. Let me finish with this. I'm going to turn it over to Jack. And welcome to my super secret friend, Kate Saunders. So, Kate, welcome. Jack, one last thing, and then I turn it over to you because I'm going to go get a Snickers bar because I'm having a crash right now. The last thing on my end, you guys, is my brother has closed 5 deals in 30 days. Average AC is about $4,500. Now that's gross cost. He does not make that money. If he did, I'd be charging him way more. He has closed 5 deals on installs. That's over $20,000 of revenue. His profit is roughly $7,500. That's after paying his employees. So the company, Anderson Air, has made roughly $7,500, and they've underpaid me to the tune of $1,000. So that is it on my end. I am turning it over to my friend Jack, and I'm going to get a Snickers bar. So Jack, you are now the presenter, and thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Brian. Can everybody see my screen now? Put a yes in the chat box, please, because I don't hear you. And let me go to the bottom of all the questions. Okay, I'm showing everybody can see my screen, and this is one of my accounts. It's an AnyLab Now business in Tampa. It shows the call overview. I use AdWords to drive traffic, so that is my specialty, but it works for Craigslist and YouTube video and everything else that works the same. So this amount of calls you get, so Brian already showed it to you. What I wanted to show you now is how to go from a call to a lead, and that is the next module in the software. It shows you can have a filter which you can set the minimum duration to count them as a lead, and if you go to the tags, you list to the calls, you can also say I only want to include certain tags. If you not select anyone, it will only count, it will only charge the minimum duration. And also you can select unique phone number. So even same customer call back for driving direction or whatever, it doesn't count as a lead. So once you have those filter settings set up, you go to the all leads overview, and what it does is it uses that filter setting to go to the calls to count them as a lead. You have now a more clean overview of all the calls, which is very easy to create. Then the next step, what everybody would like to know, is how you go from a lead to an invoice. So this is basically the same. You go to invoice settings. You can select a template which you can create how you want to send the email. You can even select your own email profile, so it looks like it, it's coming from you and not from a call portal. Here you already discussed, you can create invoice on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. I like weekly. Then there are two options where you can charge a customer. The typical one is pay per lead, and the other one is pay per minute. So for training calls, you can do, if you want to set a payment for yourself, for your members, you can pay per minute. But typically for a lead call, is pay per lead. Then you can select the currency, and then the amount, and then the number of free leads. So what I have included is that I give the customer a couple of free leads, and that releases me to go to every call, and that every call is a valid lead. And the customers also see it as a lead that I know this one was not a valid call. I know I have not to pay $40 for that for every call. And also you can have the same thing, choose which tags to exclude. So that brings you to create invoices where you see all those leads from the leads overview. You can select a date range if you want, and you can also generate the invoice by yourself, or you have to program. Let's say you want to the last week, so you update the selection, and then you generate the invoice. So it is all done manually. And if you now go to the invoice overview, see the day 9, and if you click on that, there's a nice PDF which has all those calls. It shows duration, tag, amount. You got 2 free calls. So, and this is what you can send in an email as attachment to the customer. If you also want to the next step, is I want to set up automatic billing. You go to merchant account and you add some information from PayPal to set this up. So it's a little bit advanced. I'm not going to it, but if you have a trust from your customer that the payment goes automatically, that is possible within the software. So I'm not so that advanced that I can't follow all those questions, and I see only one line. So see if I can scroll to the bottom and see if you have some questions.
You know what, Jack? There's, let's see, somebody asked, where do I see? You know what, can we still buy this, Mona? Yes, you can. I'm going to give, like I said, I'm not here to sell anything to anybody. I'm going to give Jack the list of everybody on this call, whether you came from his list or mine, and you just want information on how to pick it up, Jack can send it out to you. So,
yeah, we promised not to make it a sales call, so that's what we decided. This call was promised to be 100% content, so that's where we want to come closer, and not that we say it and I got something to, they offer something at the end.
You know what, Jack? Somebody just asked, can you use your software in South America? Does it work in South America?
Yeah, if you go to numbers, new package numbers, those are all the countries we provide phone numbers from. Do you see that, the list? So United States, Australia, Austria, Belgium, all those countries. There are two sides in it. You can buy those numbers from those countries, but you can live at any place in the world and do marketing in the US. Crackers is available for you if you want do the marketing for a US company. So don't think you need to live it. You need to have a client in your same country. So I got many people doing internet marketing for the United States, and they live not in the United States.
You know what, you guys? Yeah, you can do this anywhere, and if you want to do it in the U.S., you can. You want to do it in another country, you see all these countries. Hey, that's cool. You support the Netherlands, it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, eventually we will support all countries over the globe. So, but
it's a healthy list, though, Jack. It's a very healthy list, man. And you guys, I mean, for all of you that work with Jack already, I'll tell you that I've known him about 6-7 months. I met him at a marketing event, and he's a straight up guy. I mean, he's what you get, and he's going to constantly improve the product. Things like Charlie suggested on the billing and the credits, he'll probably end up building stuff like that in. Yeah, there he is.
So actually, my background is Google AdWords. So when people ask me what are you doing, I said I always say I will help local business to make money, and that's actually the truth. I own a local business by myself. I have about 30 customers, 30 local businesses, which I help, and they all end up hiring more people. And that's because most local businesses don't do a good job on the internet. And I learned, I learned SEO, I learned Google Places, I learned Google AdWords, and I learned how to convert a website visitor to make an action you want to take. And I teach local business how to answer the phone call, because you need that whole chain to get a sale. So what Brian said in the beginning, his brother was amazed that he didn't answer the phone so neatly because they are in a rush, but it makes or breaks a deal to get new clients. So it's very important that you answer the phone nicely. And it is not that hard. You don't need to use a lot of words. As you all probably know, my accent is not from the States, but I can convert any call. And that's because I tell them what they like to hear.
Now, listen, yeah, a lot of good feedback from Beverly and Stephen and Jack and Art and Lewis. Lewis, I'll send out a replay and we'll list the niches and stuff again, but I was only talking about contractors, you guys. And you know what, let me take one last question, and unfortunately we got to end this call because I got to render this recording so we can have the GoToWebinar ready at 5 for this other call. There's a good question from, here's a good one from Steven. Would this software be useful for generating leads for your own products using e-commerce? Jack, this is from Steve in the UK.
Are you using Google AdWords or not for your e-commerce? If you do, and the action is in phone call, there is no better software than this. But I haven't covered it, but I'm an AdWords guy, and the module is Keywords Analyzer, and there's a certain setup in that you can see which keyword people use when they make a phone call, and once you have that knowledge, it will blow your mind. That's all what I can tell, because I think it's going a little bit too far for most people, but I'm telling you, this software can track which keyword was used by the caller when they make the phone call. And once you know that, you can concentrate on your SEO, you can concentrate on your Google AdWords. It makes so much sense when you have the knowledge.
Well, listen, you guys, thank you very much. We'll send the recording. It's short, it's sweet. You should be able to leverage it. If you don't have the software, I invite you to consider Jax. It's very, very good. Hopefully, everybody on this call used Jax already. I get the feeling a few of you don't. He'll give you a link or something in the replay. I'll send him a CSV of everybody's name so he can send you a little follow-up. But with that being said, we appreciate all your time and great questions, by the way. And thanks, Jack, and obviously Leanne, and then everybody on the call asking all the good questions. So if you want to reach out to Nick, you can reach out to him. Please don't feel like there's any obligation. If you want to use him, great. If you don't, find somebody else. But just make sure you find somebody that's not named you, because the way you do this business is selling, not posting.
What we can do, Brian, is put the Facebook group link in it, so you know they have a way to contact me. Let's do that quickly.
Okay.
So that if they have some more questions, at least they have a way to stay in contact with me. Can I post that?
Yeah, post it in chat. Go to the chat section on the far right of that control panel. There you go. Now post it again, but change it to entire audience. I do it here. There you go. Do you guys see it now? You should see it.
So if you click on that link, then I will let you in the Facebook group, and so that you can stay in contact with me.
Yeah, look at that. You're getting them right now, real time. We see them. Well, you guys, we appreciate it. John Gill. Hey, John Gill. I didn't see you on this call. We will talk again soon. I will send you a follow-up, or Jack will, with basic information. All we are going to do is give you a link to the recording. I'm going to give you the link on my server to the Craigslist price, and beyond that, anything you need, I will tell you that it's a good program. I did a very rough and not very scientific use case, and you can make good money even for those of you scared of AdWords. It's very, very easy. I think it's a great software, and I invite obviously everybody to enjoy it and check it out. So Dale Wagner from Australia, no doubt. Hey, Dale, welcome, man. I was talking about you the other day with Mario. So, all right. All right, you guys, so we're going to hang up, and Jack, as usual, awesome, and everybody on the call, we had, I don't know, 250, 300 people, so very cool. You guys overwhelmed us with questions, and always good to connect, and have a great day. So take care, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for all the questions. Bye.